There, I finished.
Oh, Marco, that's nice.
There you are. Thank you.
Do you paint portraits?
Yes, of people that interest me.
Will you paint mine?
Yes, I'd like to.
Good. You'll be at my house in an hour's time. Via Crespi-Baldi.
What's your name?
Vespucci. Captain Vespucci.
Oh.
Master Bastiano, you are chief financial counselor to the House of de Medici. And you also claim to be my friend.
Ah, but I am your friend, Captain, I assure you.
Then why can't you make de Medici understand what I'm proposing? A trading company of Western adventurers.
His Excellency says he's quite content to trade with the East, as we've always done.
Yes, but that way you'll always be dependent on the goodwill of Venice.
Venice has served us very well in the past. Besides, I'm afraid de Medici regards these Western voyages as mere speculation.
Speculation. Didn't he read my report? You said you gave it to him yourself. I can prove what I claim. There is a new world. If only the old world will wake up to it.
I'm sorry, Captain, but there's nothing more that I can do.
Very well. I shall take my proposals direct to the Governing Council.
Ah, that will avail you nothing. You see, we've all heard too many seaman's stories about fantastic new worlds in the Western Ocean.
Seaman's stories. You're a fool, Bastiano. And so is de Medici, and so is the whole Governing Council. All right? I shall go for backing to some other government. Good day to you.
Well, Ginori, I hope Venice is pleased with the way I handled that difficult situation.
Excellent, Bastiano. And Venice will show her gratitude. By the way, where is the captain's report which he thinks you've delivered to His Excellency?
And the stories I've heard are true. There really is a whole new world across the seas.
Marco, drop that for a moment. I want to show you something. For centuries, our trade routes to the only other world we've ever known, the Indies, went from Venice this way, to the east. Venice grew fat on this. In fact, we still pay tolls and taxes to her. Then Columbus sailed to the west, and I followed.
You sailed west to reach the east.
Exactly. Columbus gave me the key. I unlocked the door. Now here's the world we know. Florence, Venice, France, Spain, Portugal. Here's water, vast oceans of water. And here, a new continent, a new world.
How long a voyage is it?
Less than 60 days fair sailing from any Atlantic port in Europe.
When news of this gets known, you'll become the most famous man in Florence, Captain.
Oh, no, I won't. I've already been here 6 weeks, grounded like an old galleon in the mud of Florentine stupidity. Marco, what's happened to my city? Used to be the first to welcome new ideas.
Oh, that was before it came under the rule of the Medici. Captain, you must go to the council. I know they'll listen to you.
Will they? I've tried. They won't even give me a hearing.
Well, I think I know a man who will help you.
Who's that?
Master Niccolo Machiavelli.
Yes, I've heard of him. And not altogether favorably either.
Oh, Master Machiavelli is a complicated soul, but there's one thing he cares about passionately. The glory of Florence. I have an idea that I can find him. Well, Master Machiavelli, what then is your opinion?
To introduce a new idea to the council is difficult enough, my dear Marco. But to introduce a new world is Shall we say just a little more difficult?
I just don't understand it. The bankers and merchants ought to be falling over one another to hear what this Captain Vespucci has to say. Think of the riches that this new world will bring them, and think of the glory to Florence.
Yes, it's true that our men of commerce might make profits from this new world. Perhaps larger profits than they've ever made before.
Then why the opposition?
Because, my dear Marco, somebody stands to lose.
Venice?
Precisely. The Indies-Venice trade monopoly. There are fortunes at stake in this, Marco, and unscrupulous men who'll stop at nothing to protect their interests. I wonder, has this Captain Vespucci no evidence of his claim, no strange, exotic thing that he can take into his hand and say to the council, here is proof of all I have told you?
Well, none that I know of.
Now, take me to him. We must ask him. If he can once excite the dull imagination of this council, their dreams of wealth and glory might well do the rest. Take me to him.
Vespucci said he was leaving Florence, yet he's still here.
Leave him alone. Nobody is listening to him.
They may. You know what we stand to lose.
Perfectly.
And I know what must be done. 3 inches of obedient steel will put an end to this situation once and for all.
You're not in Venice now, Ginori. I am a banker, not an assassin.
Then what do you propose to do, Master Bastiano?
So long as Captain Vespucci remains ineffective, nothing. He is being watched. If it ever appears he's going to make a nuisance of himself, I shall decide then what steps are to be taken.
Master Marco has been telling me of your difficulties, Captain. Insofar as I represent official Florence, allow me to apologize.
Master Machiavelli, every Florentine, official and otherwise, should feel apologetic about the present state of this city.
Officially, of course, I can't agree. Otherwise,
How do you estimate my chances of being heard?
What matters, Captain, are your chances of being believed.
exactly. To arrange a hearing with the council won't be too difficult, but I can guarantee that you'll be dismissed without further consideration unless you can offer evidence to substantiate your claims.
If you mean gold and silver and precious stones, I'm afraid they aren't lying around waiting to be picked up like so many seashells.
Yes, well, that's a point we needn't labor, of course. The councillors are imaginative enough when it comes to visions of easy wealth.
I will not misrepresent the truth.
I'm not asking you to.
Gentlemen, your discussion is useless unless Captain Vespucci has some evidence.
I have indisputable evidence. I brought only one thing back with me from the Western continent, a native, a member of one of the tribes that Columbus incorrectly called Indians. A name translated from her own language means Little Fawn. And that's what I call her, Little Fawn.
Captain, this is fascinating. Why is it that you've never spoken of her before?
Because I will not allow her to become just an object of curiosity, a specimen to be studied like some strange plant or animal. She was entrusted to my care by her parents, and I'm responsible for her until I return her safely to them. She's become almost like a daughter to me. And I won't let her become a pawn in any political chess game.
If you want to convince the council, I should say that you had no choice.
No, I won't embarrass and frighten the child by making her a public spectacle.
Captain Vespucci, you must have brought Little Fawn with you so that she might see our civilization and benefit from it.
Yes, I did.
Well, then what good will it do her to keep her hidden away? Let her see and be seen. No harm will come to her. Let her be the living proof of your achievements.
All right, I'll do it. Arrange a meeting of the council and I'll produce her.
Where is she now?
At an inn outside the city. I'll fetch her immediately.
An excellent decision, and I shall arrange a hearing with the council.
You must meet her, Marco. You'll find her enchanting.
I'm sure I will. To Little Fawn.
You don't look like a painter.
Oh, then how should a painter look?
Where Little Fawn comes from, the painters paint their own skins.
When I came into Florence, I saw ladies who looked like painters.
You mean because they had paint on their faces? They were just ladies of fashion.
Master Marco, you are a great painter.
Oh, how did you know that?
My father captain told me.
Oh, did he?
Master Marco, please, will you draw something for me?
Of course. What would you like me to draw?
Me.
Well, here you are then.
Oh, thank you. It's beautiful. What is that?
Well, that's chalk. We use it for drawing.
Oh, I would like to try. Please.
Of course. Captain, if Master Machiavelli is successful in persuading the council to hear you, I think that little Fawn will charm those old goats into granting anything you wish.
I hope you're right, Marco. I'd like nothing better than to return to the Western continent under the flag of Florence.
Look what I have made with your chalk. It is my name.
Your name? Well, that's a better signature than many I could think of.
I like chalk.
Well, then I'd like you to have it. You can use it to draw things with.
Oh, thank you.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I must be getting back to my studio. I have to meet Master Machiavelli there. Will you join us later to hear what news he may have?
Thank you, I'd like to. Child, what are you doing?
I paint myself beautiful. Like your ladies of fashion.
Tenore,
I must talk to you at once.
I thought you were supposed to be following Captain Vespucci.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
Well, come inside at once.
The Florentine ladies can paint their faces. I can't. Why?
Because the ladies of Florence need painted faces to make themselves pretty. You don't.
Do you like the new dress for sleeping that you give to me?
That I gave you? Yes. Yes, I think it's very pretty. Now, off to sleep with you.
Oh, a moment. I made something for you. For the council. This is the palace where I live in my homeland.
Yes. I think the council will be most impressed. Grow homesick here, don't you? When my new ship comes, I'll keep my promise to your father and take you safely home again. Good night, my child.
Good night, my father, Captain.
I wish I could be more helpful, Captain. I'm afraid I'm as mystified as you are.
You were my last hope.
Have you notified the watch?
Spent the night with them. We searched the city from end to end. There's no trace of her.
What will you do now, Captain?
All I want to do is to get as far from Florence as I can.
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry.
Here he comes. Well, Captain, what did Bastiano have to say?
Marco, this is a vile city. And the men in it are monsters. Like a fool, I came back here, hoping for recognition.
You might still get it. Tell the council what happened.
The council? The child has been abducted, killed maybe, and you stand there and talk about councils.
It just seems to me that with all you've worked for at stake, it might be wise to attend the meeting, despite what's occurred.
All I've worked for. What does it amount to? The happiness, perhaps even the life of a beautiful, innocent child. Destroyed.
Then what do you intend to do?
Find her, and then get the stench of this city out of my nostrils forever. How I'm going to find her, I don't know. I only know I must.
I'll help you, Captain. I shall call at your house later and let you know what I've learned.
Thank you.
You're setting yourself a task, Marco. The girl might be anywhere.
I still think that the answer to all this lies in that bank.
You're a pretty little thing, aren't you? Little savage. There she is.
Good morning. You have nothing to fear so long as you are good and do what you are told. Do you understand me?
She understands, all right. Answer when you're spoken to.
Leave her alone. Well, I must get back to the bank in case Vespucci comes to ask more questions.
How long do we have to wait here?
Until Vespucci is well clear of the city. Look after her, Ginori. I shall be back as soon as the council meeting is over.
You'll take good care of her, Master Bastiano.
Master Bastiano, I have been referred to you.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy this morning. I can see no one.
But my business is most urgent, Master Bastiano. It concerns an explorer named Captain Vespucci.
Wait outside. Yes, I'm a friend of Captain Vespucci. As I've told him before, there's nothing I can do to help him get his claims recognized.
This has nothing to do with his claims. Captain Vespucci brought back from one of his explorations a native. She has been abducted.
Abducted by whom?
Well, I was hoping that you might be able to help me to find that out.
By me?
Well, Master Bastiano, I thought perhaps that a man in your position might know who was investing the most heavily in the Venice trade monopoly.
Well, if I did know, the information would be confidential. As a matter of fact, I don't know. Now, if you would excuse me, I'm very busy this morning, as I told you.
Forgive me, Master Bastiano, for having taken up your time. Good day, sir.
You say you saw these marks on Bastiano's back?
Yes, drawn with chalk, just like the piece I gave little Fawn.
Crossed spears or arrows?
Crossed arrows. There used to be a street by that name. I used to play there when I was a boy.
The street of the crossed arrows down by the river.
How much time is there before the council assembles?
Oh, there's barely half an hour.
Captain, I want you to stay here with Master Machiavelli until I get back.
Stay here?
Now, please do as I ask.
Bastiano should be here soon. Then we'll know what to do with her. What are you doing up there? Come down. Someone's here. Don't move. Drop your sword. I'll kill her. Ow!
My lords, I propose we wait no longer, but turn to our next item of business, the renewal of our annual contract with our sister Republic of Venice.
Yeah.
Here is the contract. Excellency, if you'll sign there.
My lords, with your permission, I understand the council assembled this morning to hear Captain Vespucci.
Captain Vespucci failed to appear.
Permit me to contradict you, Master Bastiano.
My lords of Florence, I respectfully submit to you this report concerning my voyages and my discoveries. And as living proof of the truth of my claims, I present to you a native from that great new continent across the western seas. What news? Did they accept my report?
The council is voting now. Oh, by the way, Captain, if your report is accepted and they recognize this new continent, what are we going to call it?
Well, frankly, with the usual vanity of the explorer, I rather hoped they'd call it after me.
Vespucci land.
Yes.
The council has voted. Shall we go in?
We invite Captain Vespucci to hear now the decision of this council. We declare that a new continent has been discovered by the illustrious Florentine Amerigo Vespucci. Hereafter and everlastingly, this new continent shall be known as Amerigo.